In this video I'm going to show you a few things about Windows XP. I was going to show the installation, but it got corrupted. It's extremely easy to install. Just boot to the CD, follow the instructions. If you can click a mouse and read, you can install it. It even has a little guide. It'll show you, it'll have a list down the left side showing you what it's currently doing, and it even has a little guide that you can click that will help you install it. So it's very simple. So for the purposes of this one, we're just going to treat our virtual machine like it's a desktop machine in a house. And we've got the dad is going to be the administrator of the system. So he can log in using his password that you put in during your installation. And then I'm going to show you how to, create some users, the differences, different things they can do. Some Windows XP is a very cool operating system. It's still, you can still use it today, no problem. I know a lot of people that still use it because they just like it so much. They didn't switch to 7. So if we're going to create some new users, go down to the Start button, come to the Control Panel. The Control Panel just keeps getting better and better every operating system ever since it's come out. So we want to go to User Accounts, and we're going to create like 2 accounts for like the 2 kids on that they have. So we'll call this one Son. We don't want him to be an administrator. We want him to have a limited account, which means he can't install things, he can't download programs off the internet and corrupt the whole system, and he doesn't have, he can't change a lot of stuff. So you just hit create account once you've picked him, and then we can go on here and we can give him a password. We'll call his boy, just for our little demonstration. And that way, nobody else can get back into his. And so let's create one more new account right here. We'll call it daughter. Hit next. She is also going to be limited. You only want 1 administrator if you can help it, especially just on a home desktop. Let's give her a password. We'll call hers girl. Okay, so we've got our 2 accounts. So let's say dad's done using the computer. He can come here to log off. Hit log off. And then let's say the daughter needs to use the computer for her homework or whatever. She needs to come in here, type her password. I'm not sure why this is being so unresponsive. Okay, I've got the problem fixed. I had to download some updates, which is something I probably could have turned off. Would have made my life a little bit easier. So we're going to log on to the daughter's account. She types in her password, which we set was girl. Hit the arrow to log in. And now a cool thing is, when she's on her account, she can have all kinds of different files and folders for her specific homework or her own pictures or her own music and all that. And like her brother or whatever, the son, he will have his own version too, and they won't be able to see each other's. And I'll show you what I mean by that here as soon as this thing loads in. Okay, so we've logged into the daughter's account. And let's go up here and we'll just go to My Documents real quick, and we're just going to make her a new folder. So we can right click the screen here, go to New and hit Folder, or you can just use the make a new folder right there. Let you rename it. We'll call it homework. And then inside this folder she can have, you know, a couple of folders. She can have like math, and we'll say English. And then inside her math folder she can have other folders. You know, she can have one for algebra or one for calculus or whatever she's doing. And if she wants to navigate through these, you can use the taskbar up here. Go back through the folders, and now she's back to right here. You can see my documents. If we go to forward, now she's at my documents right here, homework, and then it adds math on, so she can tell where she's at. So now that we've got her stuff set up, let's log off her account. Go to start and log off. And then we'll get on the son's account and we'll go into the same folders, and you'll see that so he just clicks on him, types in his password, but when we go into his My Documents, you'll see that none of those folders exist because those are done separately by each account. Okay, we're logged on to the son. We're on his desktop now. So if you remember, in the daughter's account we made some folders in My Documents, so we come in here and you'll see that there is no homework folder for him. He needs to make his own homework folder, and as long as they don't know each other's passwords, you know, they can't get in and mess each other's stuff up, and they can have their own My Pictures, stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. So now we're going to switch to, I'm just going to switch real quick to the dad, who is the account administrator. And I'll show you some of the things he's allowed to do. Okay, so we're on the dad's account, who's the account administrator. And some of the things he can do is come to My Computer and right click it and go to Properties, and you can come, this will give you information on your it shows you what operating system on, what service pack you have, who it's registered to, the computer, you know, how much RAM, the processor. But if you click the hardware tab, the very first thing right here is Device Manager. It'll give you a list of all your devices. And you can see I have yellow question marks, and if this were a real machine, you know, I could come in here, I can click this one and say, oh, I need to install drivers. So I click the driver tab. I can update drivers, uninstall them. On this tab you can see it said I had reinstall. It's a very cool tool. So hopefully you have, when all these are like this, you don't have any yellow question marks. Everything's running perfectly. I'm not really going to worry about it for this. From the desktop, you can just hit right click your mouse and go to Properties, and you can change the display and stuff and the appearance of your desktop. So you can go to Desktop, and you can go to your own, if you have your own pictures, like you want pictures of your kids, you just click Browse, go find wherever you've put wherever your pictures are at. So we'll say they're here in sample pictures, and we want sunset. We just click sunset, comes in here, hit open, hit apply, and it's changed the desktop. The appearance, this is the appearance of the windows. The default blue, you can see the top of the windows are blue, so we can change that. Let's change them to silver, hit apply. Now you can see the tops of the windows are silver instead of blue. So most people like the default. Settings, you can change your screen resolution. You can change your color depending on, what your video card is capable of doing or whatever. Adapter right here is the video card. Well, normally it would be. Mine's not registering in here for some reason. Another thing that Dad is going to be able to do is install and uninstall programs. So go down here to the Start button, go to the Control Panel, add or remove programs right there. It'll populate a list of all the current programs you have. So if you have games and Office and all these other different little things, they're going to show up here, and it's a good way to keep track. Sometimes you may download, like, you wanted a new video converter or something, and there's all kinds of free ones, so you downloaded one, but it came with something else that pops up once a week asking you or sending you emails or something. A lot of times you can find it in this list and just uninstall it, which is pretty cool. Let's switch accounts, and we'll try and do some stuff on an account that is limited. Okay, so I've logged back onto the daughter's account. So let's go here to My Computer and right click and go to Properties, and then let's go to Hardware and Device Manager. She is not allowed to do it, so she can't go in and start changing drivers, and so this is a good thing if you have kids that like to play around and tinker with their computer and start clicking stuff because it looks cool, and this is not going to allow her to go in there and do that. I don't know why that opened. Let's go to the Control Panel. But certain programs, it's not going to allow her, like if she wants to download something off the internet or something along those lines, it's not going to let her. She's going to need the account administrator to do it for her. And then Dad can say, well, no, we don't want this on our computer, and this is why, or he can just download it for her or whatever. It's also a good idea for Dad. If you see, I'll show you the list. It would be a good idea for Dad, the account administrator, to have his own account separate from the administrator account. You can see here in the list, he's Dad, but this is the administrator Dad, so it would be a good idea if he created another account just for himself and then he used that one. Because you remember when the daughter and the son had their own separate files that were separate from each other. It's like they're encapsulated in their own little room inside the operating system. And so say something goes wrong, and every time the son logs on, he gets pop-ups or there's something wrong, but when daughter and Dad log on, nothing happens. Theirs is fine. It means there's whatever the file is or something wrong in the registry or whatever, it's on the son's account, and if you can't find it or figure it out, you can just delete his account. You can just delete it, make him a new one. Should be good to go. It's a really good fix. So even if you have a desktop and it's just you're the only person that uses it, like my own personal one. I have two accounts. I have an administrator account and then I have my own account. It's just a good idea to, it's almost like a little backup measure. So this has been a small tour of Windows XP. Thank you for watching.